Hey everybody, it's day 40. We have our chest and tricep day today. I have a set of 15s and a set of 20s. We're going to be going through some push-ups today, so I'm going to give alternates for those of you who are not in the push-up arena. Not a problem. Something to kind of think about. Let's go ahead and do some arm rotations to get warmed up. Something to think about, or I've been thinking about recently through kind of a functional fitness study and specialty program I've been going through is just thinking in terms of how we use our body functionally and relating that to our workouts, which is a lot of why we have been going through this whole form and function series. So in terms of a chest press, which we are going to be doing today, it's a good thing. But if you think about it, there's not a whole lot that we do in life that we need that effort or that movement or that energy for, like unless you're pushing a bad guy off of you. Also because you're stabilized on the floor or on a bench, you don't need to use a whole lot of other muscles or stabilizers in order to get the move done. Take a wide base of support at the back of your mat and hinge over the legs, and then we're going to swing side to side. So with that in mind, I've been trying to do more in terms of push-ups. And when we do go through things that incorporate your chest, just like today with our chest press, I want us to really be thinking about foundationally what's going on. So everything that we're doing today through the triceps, through the chest, think about incorporating and using. Let's walk out into a child's pose. Think about using the foundation of the back first. So a lot of what we do in life, as I've said many times, is forward focused, forward leaning, forward motion. And we want to try to work into more of the back, strengthening the back and giving that forward motion, the forward parts of the body, that chest cavity, and possibly the forward round of shoulders, some help in opening back up. All right, plant your hands on the ground. Find your core muscles, and then we're just going to bring your shoulders as far forward as you can over those fingertips. Shift back. As you're shifting forward and back, try to keep your back flat, the pelvis in place. So you're just moving in the hip joints as opposed to low back, moving and shifting in the pelvis. Okay, one more like that. As I said, we're going to be doing some push-ups, so I want to give our wrists a little bit of time to get some warm up. Point your fingertips away from you, and then I want you to lean to the right and the left and the right. Still hold that core and the left. Check in what's going on with your shoulders. Bring your body forward again, and then center, and then forward. How are your triceps supporting? How's your back supporting those serratus muscles behind your armpits? Okay, sit back on your heels. You can curl your toes under and then put the tops of your hands on the mat with the bottoms of your hands, your palms facing up. And then just rotate the inner arm forward. And then come on up and shake those hands out. Okay, so we are going to start with a walkout tricep push-up. We're only going to do 5. So if a walkout works for you, go with that. You might need to bend your knees if you're tight and you need to get your knees bent to get your hands on the ground. That's fine. Grab through that core, slide the shoulder blades down. We're going to walk all the way out, hit the push-up. But if the push-up doesn't work for you, you can just plank and then walk back. If that still doesn't work for you, I'm going to have you hit a kickback. So slide the shoulder blades down, grab your weights, elbows are up, and then you're going to kick back, being in control of that arm drop, okay? So you'll probably get about 10-ish in the amount of time that we hit up our walkout push-up. Focus the core. We want to try to keep our hips from hinging side to side as much as possible. So walk out, drop that chest, push up, and then walk back. We're going to come all the way to standing at the top. Walk out, push up, and then walk back. You want to find those triceps. Make sure that the tailbone tucks under, because our tendency is going to let the low back sag. And so when we tuck the tailbone, then we're going to get that connection through the core, and then we won't lose the low back. 4, Feeling good? Get that nice solid stance at the top. And 5. Coming back. Okay, we're going to go through jumping jacks for 20. Let those arms flesh out. Get a little bit of heart rate. 6. Keep that belly going strong. 18, 19, 20. Okay, we're going to go back into a push-up. For this one, if you don't push up, I want you to do a suitcase row. Elbows are going to squeeze up, pulling shoulder blades together. And you'll see how this push-up is going to get slightly into the back as well. So set up your standard stance, standard width for your push-up on your mat. You're going to drop your chest all the way to the ground, lift your arms, and then push all the way back up. So the thing we're going to have to watch for here is, again, that core lock to make sure that we don't lose the low back as we're coming up off the ground. All right, 10 reps. Here we go. Drop, lift your hands, and push. So a lot more range that we have to push up from. Of course, if you need to push from your knees, that's fine. 4. A lot different than just our regular range. See how much core flexion you can feel here as well. 3 to go. 9. Take care of that low back. 10. All right, we're going to do seal jacks, arms out in front, and then you open behind for 20. Make sure that you're not losing that pelvis as the arms open up. Should feel good on your chest. $18, 19, 20. All right, we're going to grab our 15s or whatever your lighter set that you chose for today is. And we're going to do a tricep pull over press. All right, we're going to keep the hips on the ground. Pull the core in strong. Wrists are on top of your elbows. We're going to rotate from the shoulders. So your elbows are not moving in their joints at this point, all right? So your hands come back, rotating from those shoulders. Bring your elbows back to the ground and then press straight up. All right, that's 1. Here we go. Drop, rotate back, elbows squeeze in, back to the ground, and press. 1. Check in with your core, rotate back, bring elbows to the floor, press. Drop elbows to the ground. Rotate your hands back, back to the ground, press. Drop, rotate, drop, press. There's 4. Keep that core strong and solid. Strong wrists. Remember, we want to find flexion and foundation through the back. Support with the back. Try to keep those shoulder heads rolled back and down. 9. 10. All right. Mountain climbers next. If you don't do mountain climbers, come up and hit up a high knee march or run. Set up those shoulders over your wrists. 2, 3. Feel that core engage. 18, 19, 20. Okay, we're going to hit up that chest press like I was talking about. We are going to push our hips up into a glute bridge. We're going to talk it through how we did the other day. This is another part of my functional training. So before we drive those hips up, scoop through the belly, push your low back into the ground. So find the core first. Now, keeping that placement of the core, try to see and feel where your hips and pelvis set. You're going to push your hips up from there, keeping that alignment. So tailbone tucks under, core locks in. You're not pushing your hips quite as high, but you'll feel a lot more through the glutes and into the core. All right, so pack into the back, elbows open wide, wrists are strong, press right up over the chest. 2, so check in with those shoulders. 5, 6, roll those shoulders back and down, brace with your back. So see if you can feel your back flex, especially as the weights drop back toward the ground. And 10. Perfect. Okay, flipping back over, we're going to hit up plank jacks. So the key for going fast on plank jacks is to get your shoulders super high up past your fingertips. So lock that core, then less weight is on your feet and you can jump a lot faster. Perfect. Give those arms a little break, wrists a little break, pull the hands back. Let's see, what have we got next? Skull crushers and burpees. Go back to your heavier weight if that works for you. Go back to your glute bridge. Scoop the belly, curl it up. Flex your knees toward one another. Feel those glutes, elbows squeeze in. Weight drops right to your hairline. Again, can you find bracing into your upper back? Now focus on those triceps. 8, 9, 10. All right. We are going to do 5 to 8 burpees. So it's your choice. As you know, as long as you've done burpees with me before, I'm more interested about form than I am pace. So watching the core, chest needs to touch the ground, elbows squeeze in tight, then you'll push up and jump. If you don't burpee, I'm going to have you do squats while we hit the burpees. Plant your hands, get your chest all the way down, jump in and up. If you need to hit the quads, I will probably be doing that soon. That's fine. I'd rather that than your low back. Stay behind toward the ground. Get your chest all the way down. That'll help get into your back as well. Perfect. All right, we're going to take a little interim before we start our second set. This is just a 2-set day. I want us to take our time, get into the work. Slide one arm under, and then the other. Okay, 5 walkout push-ups, unless you're doing kickbacks, tricep kickbacks. Lock into the core, whether you bend your knees or not. Try to keep your hips as level as possible. Make sure that your hands don't get too far forward. Set that posture at the top. Feel the core through everything. So core is happening today through all these push-ups, mountain climbers, plank jacks, finding that set in, also focusing with those glute bridges. I don't remember if that's 3 or 4. So just in case. Here's 4. It's bad if I can't even count to 5. 1 more. Rock that belly. All right. Bring on those jumping jacks. Here we go. 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, we're doing our full drop push-up or your suitcase rows. Watch your core. That pelvis needs to stay tucked. So standard push-up, lift and push. Even though you're lying on that belly, you've got to keep it contracted. Find that bracing through the back. Six. Figure out what you're using to help push. 8. 9. 10. Whew. All right. Steel jacks. Feels so good right now. 10 to go. 8, 9, 10. All right, let's grab those hands behind. Hinge over. And then we're on our back for our tricep pull over press. Grabbing those 15s. These chest and tricep days for me have been very tough. Had to really work to focus, keep those arms moving. My arms feel noodly pretty fast, but I feel like I'm definitely developing flexion and awareness for that support. So I hope you are as well. Push that low back into the ground, strong wrist, roll back, drop the elbows back to start, press, drop down, rotate back, check in, keep it out of your neck, press, drop the elbows. See how high you can get your elbows. They should get all the way up over those shoulders as at the end of that rotation back. Drop in, roll back to the floor, press. Squeeze those elbows, find those triceps. 7. Support with your back. 8, watch your shoulders. My right shoulder's wanting to round forward. 9. My back's wanting to come off the ground. Check in, slow down. Keep it awesome. 10. Whee! All right. Now we're in our mountain climbers. Keep supporting those arms. Flex in through the back and the core. The more that you get your shoulders up over those wrists, the more that your back and core will support your body. Good job. All right. Put your right arm out. Take a little stretch there. Come up, left arm out. Take a little stretch, leaning down. Flip over, and we're going to have our glute bridge and chest press. All right. Push low back into the ground. Tuck those glutes. Feel that core engage. See if you can find your back. So my hands are up. Arms are straight. Wrists are strong. Find your back. See if you can pack that back. Here we go. Drop wide. Press. Definitely using the chest. We should feel the chest. But see if you can pack into that back first. Build that foundation. 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Okay. We're going to get those plank jacks. Remember, keep your shoulders super high up over those wrists. Ready? Go. I'm only jumping also mat width. It's not like a huge wide open jump. Okay, skull crushers. We're checking them off. All right, back in. Find that low back set. Then tuck your glutes. Lift up, squeeze the knees. Arms are straight up over the shoulders. Now that upper arm stays still and the weight drops right to your hairline. 2, 3, 7. Check those elbows, squeeze them in. Neck stays relaxed. 10. Okay. All we have are those wonderful burpees, or you're going to do squats. Tight elbows, super strong core. Here we go. 2. Get those elbows tight. Chest all the way to the ground. There's my 7. And 8. Whew. Okay. Lower back onto your back. We're going to finish off with a little bit of abs. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Put left hand behind your head, and your elbow is going to reach over toward the right knee. So I want you to grip across your entire core, but we're going to be feeling more flexion in the right side, your oblique, and the transverse. Deep inside. 4, 5. We got 5 to go on this side. 6, 7. Just like with your concentrated crunches, you want to keep that low back on the ground. 10. Other side. Crisscross the other way. Elbows wide, and then crunch. 4, 5. Stay contracted, connected. 9, 10. All right. Put both legs straight up. Pull the toes back. So we're going to try to find just as straight as possible you can get with the legs up. If you're tight and your legs end up way out here, just go ahead and bend the knees and create a tabletop position. So push that low back into the ground, and we're going to be crunching the chest up toward those thighs. So we're going to go for 15 reps. 1, 2, 3. See what you're feeling. Check in. Don't worry about the number. I'll probably count a different number anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Just focus on what you're feeling. A little pause at the top. Work with your breath. Last one. Perfect. Good little ab burn there. All right, pull those knees into the chest. Let's get some stretch on. Squeeze the knees toward one another. Let's take 3 deep breaths. On 1 in. Perfect. All right. Roll it up. And I'm going to be using this wall to help me stretch. If you do not have a wall nearby, then you can do most of what this is on the floor. So I'll show you. We are going to be on our knees near the wall. And I want you to put your, let's see, if your left hip is on the wall, I want you to put your left arm behind you on that wall. So if you think about it on the ground, you'll just be lying with both legs to the left, and then you're going to walk your left arm out this way behind you. All right? Let's see if I can pull my knees in a little deeper. So the goal here is that chest stretch. All right, so knees toward the wall. You can also stand if it's weird on your knees. So walk that hand up until you get, check your core, your pelvis. Walk your hand up until you get that stretch. And initially in the shoulder and the pec. And then see if you can open your hand to face up so that your palm is facing the sky, your pinky's on the wall. Stay in charge with that core. Okay, and then keep walking your hand up the wall. Be gentle, depending on where your shoulder flexibility is at. You may not get all the way up and around, and that's okay. Please keep track of your core, your pelvis, that low back. All right, keep the hand on the wall, roll it all the way down this way. I feel a little more stretch in that chest. Okay, and then we're going to walk the hand back up. Creepy walking hand. All right, and then face the wall. If you're on your mat on the floor, just roll over and face your mat. Just put the arms straight out in front. Push into the ground. Try to keep that shoulder blade sliding down so you feel stretch through that shoulder. And then keep walking to the left. Perfect. Let it drop. Shake it out. And then we're going to go to the other side. Turn those knees. Okay, put your arms straight out behind you. Check in with the pelvis, that core tuck under, lifted chest. Push that chest into the wall. Walk your hand just a bit, just until maybe you're already feeling that stretch. So that's great. And then rotate if you can. Pinky into the wall, thumb out so the palm's facing the ceiling. Check in with that core. Okay, and then let's walk that hand. Just pay attention, notice what's going on. Keep walking. Belly strong. Keep the palm on the wall. Here we come. Till it's straight out in front. Press in. I gotta slide that shoulder back. All right, walk it back up till it's straight up overhead. Turn your body to face the wall. Press in. Walk it all the way down. We're going to lie on our backs. Ooh. Keep your knees bent for now, feet on the floor, and you're going to create a goalpost with your arms. Okay, so elbows are straight out from your shoulders. Try to get the backs of the shoulders to push into the ground. The elbows push into the ground, the wrists and the backs of the hands. Now, your back of the head should be down too. See if you can get that low back to also make contact with the ground. And when you do that, notice what happens with your upper body. Okay, so again, this is feedback and cueing for where your body may be out of alignment. If once you get that pelvis tucked in, push down, that low back push down to the ground, you find that your shoulders roll off or the hands lift, and your body is telling you, or that lift is telling you, that there's a misalignment from once you get your pelvic set in neutral, that maybe there's an imbalance with strength either through the core or the back, so that in order to keep the pelvis in alignment, then the rest of the body rounds forward. So that's where we need to take extra time. You need to take extra time to roll and to strengthen the core and the glutes to find that neutral pelvis that will then relate to better alignment and stability through the back and the shoulders. So you're not trying to compensate for an imbalance in the upper body. All right, extend both legs out straight. Reach your arms up overhead. So now you do have that low back arch and lift off the ground. That's good because our legs are straight. So it's going to be different now. Take a nice deep inhale, and with your exhale, bring the elbows, arms, shoulders up, and then reach over those legs. Good work. Bringing all those push-ups in has definitely been building and improving my push-up game. They're still tough. That means we're going to keep them coming. Finding those ranges of motion or those exercises that are difficult is important and healthy. Keeps our body progressing, getting stronger, staying healthy, and staying balanced. All right. Thank you all so much as always, and I'll see you next week for some more.